What is going on, you baboonable people? DJ's here with another Advanced Force by Web replay analysis today. Man, I'm bringing you the nuttiest game I've probably seen in the past few years. This is Planters Peanut Nut Monopoly Nutty. This is busting a nut while watching the Nutcracker on Ice Nutty. This is Nut. I never thought I'd say it. This is Nutty. This is a wild game, and you guys are sure to be entertained. This is an incredibly entertaining game. Anyway, the game was played on the map Warped Streams. Notable about this map, income parity is 25k per side. You have a somewhat forward HQ with a very weak base on one side and two bases on the other. It's a one base and airport versus two base sort of map, but there's a lot of pipe seams. You can bust open the pipe seam on your strong side, on your weak side, what have you. And all the properties in the middle are pretty contested. The comp towers are a little bit contested, not incredibly so, but a little bit. Since this is kind of leaning towards the side of the two base, these typically fall under, this would fall under blues control, this would fall under reds, and the rest of the middle properties can be contested. But this was actually a tier 2 matchup, meaning you could choose Max, Olaf, or Eagle. Now, I want you guys to do a little homework right here and look at this map and come up with at least 2, if not 3 reasons why I would not choose Max on this map, because I think he's a bad pick for this map. I think Olaf is the best, Eagle's probably second best, but why would Max be bad? Pause the video if you want to try yourself. I'll give you a few reasons. Income parity, 25k per side. That is a high income map. The higher the income, typically the better global damage COs become. You want to have your Olafs, your Drakes, your Hawks. You want to have, when you're above, like, say, 21, 22k per side, you want global damage. You want guys with super overpowered superpowers. Eagle with high income is also better. Just anything with higher income, stay away from the day-to-days like Kindle, Max, those sorts of guys. But that's one reason why. Another reason why, look at these pipe seams. Very annoying pipe seams. You want to break these in the long term to get through, but why is Max bad with pipe seams? Well, how is the best way to open pipe seams? Artillery. And Max has bad artillery. They have -1 range. They're basically unusable. So how are you going to break open these pipe seams? Put a tank here for like 7-8 turns? That's not efficient at all. You're gonna have to bring a bomber or a helicopter over. Like, how are you gonna break open those pipe seams? You're gonna have to build a max artillery, or you just don't break them open. So that's another reason why pipe seam maps, Max isn't quite as good, because especially when you need to break them. Some pipe seam maps, whatever, you don't need to break the pipe seam. This is one of the maps where I'm like, yeah, you want to break the pipe seam. But there's one other reason it's unique to this map. You have a spy, by the way. I didn't mention before. You have a spy, so you can see what your opponent is building from one of these bases over here. You can't see what's built from this base unless it slithers over to the side over here. But as blue, you will see what is built from this base until this recon is killed. And there's also a city on it, so you're kind of incentivized to not just kill the recon for the vision, but also to kill it for the property underneath. So why is Max bad here? Well, you put artillery here or here, you cannot reach the recon. Max artilleries only have 2 range. It cannot reach. So you either have to bring a copter all the way over here in 3 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 3 turns. Or you build a rocket. Okay? Or a bomber. Those are your 3 options here. Okay? So basically, this spy is not going to die unless you dedicate a lot of resource towards it. So those are 3 reasons why I wouldn't pick Max here. There's probably additional reasons, like you could build a battleship on the defensive. Maybe that's good here. Another reason why maybe Max, look at this reinforced. Winter Fury is going to be overpowered with these 2 forests and plains and stuff. Like the reinforced is very forested, which is, tricky. I just don't like Max here, man. I would pick Eagle definitely over Max here, but Olaf definitely is the most overpowered here, which is good for the matchup because we have Just Elam and Lucky Lukey player. Just Elam is about ranked 850 on the live ladder. If you want to know someone's like global league compared to live league, I simply add 200. That seems to be pretty accurate. So he's 850 on live league, so around 1050 on the global league. Lucky player, on the other hand, was around 1000 on the live league, and so about 1200 in the global league. So there's about 150 point difference. However, because of the dynamics in Lucky Lukey player picking a less viable CO on this map, things got very interesting very quickly. You'll see yeah, you guys are gonna strap in. You're in for a ride. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the game. So in the top, in the blue moonies, we have Justilom as Olaf. In the bottom, we have Lucky Playa. The Playa hater. In the orange star, even though they're red. And also you have this black boat. I didn't even mention you can use the black boat to ferry units to get to the center quicker. Typically it's blue. These are going to be a little bit of your contested properties because red does have the 2 base over here and it's such a bad reinforce. So you can use the black boat early to get to the middle. It's probably something you can hold a little bit longer. But as Max, you're going to be on the aggressive push. And reflecting that right now, we have the first day 3 recon. Not a bad reinforce, actually. You can go to the center pretty early, so this black boat might need to get an infantry to the front lines pretty early. This is a noob trap right here, trying to get this comm tower as blue. You cannot hold on to that. That's not going to hold on for any long period of time. Also, I forgot to mention, this is a live league game, timed 5 minutes plus 2-minute increments, so whoever has the most properties at the end of 30 days will win. Is another notable thing. You have some labs. They're useless until it comes to day limit. At day 30, whoever has the most properties plus labs wins the game. So, we'll see what goes on. But there's also an opportunity cost moving the black boat because you will leave your HQ more exposed. Red is not opting to move his black boat. I will say in this game, both players do the exact opposite of what each other does. The exact opposite. So, you know, it's a nice little case study on what things and what things don't work on this map. So, we already have a first artillery opposite of a super aggressive double recon, day 3 and day 4 recon opening, charging towards the middle versus a nice passive artillery, trying to break open that pipe seam nice and early. So, what will happen? Will the Rikis get some money? Will they get a peaky? More importantly. And then a standard infantry build. At the beginning, things start off pretty normal. Nothing too crazy. Just a good old Olaf, Max, you know, combat, having a happy old time together. Still not moving that black boat for a red. That's very interesting. So, I don't know what red's gonna do. That's a really rough reinforced this way, which is fine, but even more so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Like, oh, and there's another 4. Like, it's gonna take you like 5 turns from this to get over here, or 2 turns if you have this pipe seam broken. Like, you need that pipe seam is such a necessity to break. How is red gonna deal with this? How is it possible? He needs to build an Olaf artillery, right? He has to do it. Like, there's no other option, right? Since he does not have the comm tower, it is not it. If he had the comm tower, that would have been busted. Therefore, maybe he could have waited a little longer to bust open the pipe seam, but whatever. We'll see what happens. So red being aggressive with his caps, being aggressive with his recons. Beepity beep beep. Good start right there. He also reveals the artillery right there. However, it will get smacked by the tank. So maybe actually this early bust open the pipe seam will help him. He'll probably knock that recon down to like 3 probably without a comm tower. Bagonk. 4. Not a great roll, but you live with it. So far, pretty normal. And then you got another artillery. So blue is heavily investing on breaking those pipe seams. He's playing a defensive game. As Olaf, this makes sense. You want the game to go on as long as possible. You want to get as many units on the board for a Winter Fury so you can do massive global damage. So you don't want early brawls. You want to save up some money. You want to, have a nice grand battle rather than smaller skirmishes. So red is already knocking on the door of the HQ. This is already looking really scary for blue. Because he's using that black boat, there's an opportunity cost. Wide open HQ right there. Wide open HQ. And he has no tanks to defend. He just has this wimpy artillery that hasn't even begun to shoot at that pipe seam yet. So what will blue do on the defensive? And he's sending his other recon over here. He could put a recon here to block. He could put a tank up here to block. And he can capture that next turn. And, yeah, how do you stop that? Already, heavy threat by the Max player. Hey, if Max is going to win, it's going to have to win early, right? Copter comes in, though. Blue is not giving up that easy. He's building an early copter. I like it. Airport's pretty strong on this map. There's only this little smidgen of a pipe seam blocking it from getting an insanely good middle reinforce. And red does not see the battlecopter. Very nice play. Staying right out of vision of that recon. So, Mr. Ilom, what will he do? He builds his own anti-air. Not a bad move. A prophylactic anti-air. We love to see that. And doesn't stop that cap over there. Red immediately gets it. And red's going for this aggressive cap over here, just like blue went for this aggressive cap over here. Will he be able to get it? Max needs an income advantage. If he does not get an income advantage on this map, Olaf will steamroll him, okay? The whole reason you pick Max is to get an early income advantage and try to weather the first War Interfere and just smash Olaf. However, if you have no compensation, you're going to lose this Max because Olaf just has better powers. That's just end of the day. It's how it goes. Pretty predictable. So you have to have an income advantage. So far, has an income advantage. Looking pretty good. And I don't think blue is going to go into this. He's a little scared. He's Olaf. Ooh, he doesn't even have his comm tower yet. Ooh, a little scary of the Max guy over there. Don't hurt me. Brings his recon in. Okay, he's being a little aggressive here. I don't know if he'll send the tank or not. He sees that there's a tank over here. That tank is also reinforcing. So if this tank attacks that tank's deady. Dead. So, what will he do? Copter comes in, wiggles the pipe seam. It's only one artillery shot from breaking. Playing a little passive over here. Very low roll in the infantry, unfortunately, for blue. Triple tank towards red build. Okay. But red, he's looking pretty good. And he builds a lander. He says, I don't care about pipe seams. I'll build a lander to reinforce. And in fact, my tank will go here to here and move even further than if I broke the pipe seam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus dropping it off on this forest. Okay, Lucky. Lukey Dookie. The Duke of Luke. Okay. I see you, man. That's not a bad idea at all. I didn't even think about that. I mean, it is a huge investment. Landers are $12,000. That's a lot of money. Let's be honest here. You could have built a Neo tank if he saved up that money for next turn. So there is an opportunity cost, but will it be worth it in the long run? Let's find out. Who needs pipe seams though? Am I right? Boom, one shot. Easily kills the recon. Has tank backup. That's a very scary looking tank. If I'm blue, you don't attack into that, buddy. You don't attack into that. And smart move, front shifting. He knows there's a big defense over here. Probably would move the recon like here first just to see what you're dealing with, and then you front shift. Just get you want to move your recons and your vision first just so you get maximum intelligence before you start moving. A lot of beginner players, aspiring players, they'll move their units first like, I'm going to do this without even going off any information. They just do it out of their gut. But you don't want to do things just from your gut feeling. You want to do them because they're informed. So we'll see how that works out for him. But it's not a bad move. He sees nothing over here, so he wants to interrupt that property. He thinks blue's going to go for it, and he will. And he's going to get smacked. So blue's going towards the side over there. Backs up. So red has gotten what he kind of wants. He now has... Well, he's soon to have a 4K income advantage. He'll have 2 more properties than blue does. That's pretty good. 24,000 to 20,000. I think that's the bare minimum you want to have as max over Olaf. You want to have at least 4K advantage over Olaf on these high income maps. If you have 2K, that's not going to cut it. If you have 6K, now we're talking. Now you can probably beat Olaf in the long term. 4K, I'd say, is minimum. These larger maps with 25K income plus. Red's doing a pretty good job so far. I mean, he is the higher ranked player. He should be doing a better job, you would think, theoretically. The lander already paying off. The tanks are already on the front lines over here. Try to interrupt that cap, you're going to get zapped. And, things are pretty tame so far. Pretty tame for the most part. Everyone's having a great old time. Look at that beautiful recon vision. He sees all of this. All of this blue hidden attack has been discovered by red from one single recon. So he can actually just interrupt with the recon, and then he can shift all his tanks ready for the next turn. Maybe even get a power and just decimate blue's army. So he might front shift this tank over here. He might shift this tank over here. Like all coalesce in the middle. Delay this by one turn, and the next turn, smack him right in the face. That's what I like to do. Don't attack immediately all out. Weaken him one turn ahead of time, and then when blue gets a little complacent, bam, you get him. It's like doing a little jab before you do the actual punch. You jab with your left hand like, oh, that's a little annoying. Then the real punch happens. You don't want to just immediately punch someone. You want to jab them a little bit, get them a little off guard. Then that's when the real power comes. So let's see how red handles this. Using the black boat as a blocker, not a bad idea. I kind of like using this black boat as a blocker. So how is red going to punish here? Or is he going to punish? There's a silo right here that's pretty juicy. If I have a tank, I'm just attacking that silo first thing. What will he do, though? Brings the lander back, goes in the anti-air. And Neotank techs up, not a bad idea. Okay, stops the cap. Okay, stops the cap. What about those tankies, though? What about those tankies, though? Interesting. Okay, I know where he's coming from. He has no anti-air. His anti-air is completely out of position. I think that's why he did not attack with a tank here, which is, you know, pretty well advised. I think he did wait too long to build the anti-air. Typically, I like to build my anti-air on day 8 to 10. What day did he build it on? He built it on day 11. Imagine if you listen to the Deej rule. He would have the anti-air here. He could attack from the silo onto the shoal, decimating the tank. Copter attacks, you have an anti-air. That's why the Deej rule is there, guys. I don't just make up shit. It's a pretty valid rule. So, anyway. Blue interrupts the cap in order to kill. Artillery kills. Brings the recon in. I probably would have done that first. Like I said, recon's going first. Get your intelligence first. Decides to attack all his infantry. So Blue's getting some pretty good infantry kills. He's got a lot of tanks. He's got a nice blackboat defense. This is pretty good, well-defended artillery. What is Red going to do? I mean, he's getting close to a power. Half his army is over here, though. Blue's whole army is deathballed over here. Red's a little spread thin. I'm really liking Blue's positioning. He's playing well above his skill level at this point, I would say. So maybe he's a little underrated. Who knows? But the Neotank's coming. The Golf Ball of Doom is coming in red. He knows he has lower amount of units. He sneakily drops off the Neotank in the forest. Next step, front shift all of these tanks. Like I said, Max, you want to encourage brawls. You do not want a proliferation of units. You want to fight. Sometimes even if it's not that advantageous to you, you still want to fight because you want to encourage a brawl, or else Olaf is just going to build up 50 units, and when Winter Fury happens, yeah, you're going home. You're going home for a snow day because you're just dead. So, and he's front shifting. Good. I like what Red's doing. He's mirroring Blue. 2 death balls. Now you want to fight here. Now as Blue, you don't want to fight, so maybe you back up a little bit. Maybe you kill off these units over here, cap that, and shift it even further towards the HQ. That's what I would do personally. Go towards the HQ. Oh boy. R.I.P. Olaf. You want to know what kind of CO you are and what you're facing. Like I said, Max is stronger. Simply stronger in brawling. His units have 20% more firepower. They're simply better. Okay? And he has more money, so he's probably going to have better teched up units. Stronger units, more teched up units. As Olaf, you're going to have weaker units, but you want the game to go on longer. You want to build up units. You do not want to be aggressive versus Max. And he's being aggressive. So this is going to be a lesson learned. And now he reveals the Neotank. And let's see. Some people are very stubborn. They see this, they're like, F it, I'm still attacking him. Other people are like, look, I lost 3 units. I don't need to lose 6. I don't need to lose 8. Let's just retreat. I would probably retreat here. This is not, you see tank, Neotank, anti-air, run away. You're gonna lose these 3s guaranteed. Oh, he's using an anti-air to kill an infantry. This guy is stubborn as a mule. Okay, he's going for the anti-air kill, so his copters can do some damage. But there's other copters to defend. Okay. Oh, wait. Did his turn... I think his turn auto-ended. He ran out of time. Oh, he's already on increment. These guys are already on increment? This is day 14. Damn, so he auto-ended his turn. He hasn't even built his units or moved them off his base. Oh, Lord. Alright, Lucky. Lukey, Boomba. Lukey's about to drop a big old dookie on him. Oh, boy. Murder that. Recon coming, I would have done that first. Like I said, theme of the match, get your intelligence first, then decide. Don't attack, then get your information afterward. Just, simple things like that. Goes in, murders pretty much all the tanks, maims them, kills the infantry off. Looking pretty devastating, actually. If you can see right here, it's basically double the unit value. Note, Blue has not built his unit, so he's, it's not quite double, but he does have Winter Fury. Can he bring back this, he's behind 5k. He's behind 7 units. He's behind 60,000 on unit value. But like I said, Olaf is so much better on this map. Let's see what he can do. Winter Fury comes in. It's going to shave off a healthy 30,000, I bet, off of that. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. From 157. Bam. To 124. That's more than 30,000. That's 33,000 in damages from. Imagine 2-3 more turns of build up for a Winter Fury. You're on the more of the defensive. You're going to be shaving off 50k of your opponent's units. 50k. That's crazy. That's 2 Neo tanks. So it's in your interest to stall the game as Olaf is what I'm trying to hammer home. Anyway, can he attack into this? I mean, he can. You can kill off the copter. Oh, that's not great. He's trying to get this property. He got this property at least. Denied that property. But he's lacking units. He's got 1 tank, 2 tank, 3 tanks that are healthy right now. Red has 1, 2, and then Neo tank. Okay, so it's not too terrible. And he does have the Schlag. You have to go through the plains. The reinforce is a little bit of a pain. But that's going to do a decent chunk of damage. Neo tank comes in. There's nothing to do with the Neo tank. There is a bomber now. Yes, there's a Neo tank now. If I'm red, my Spidey sensors are tingling. If I build a Neo tank, my opponent has to respond to the Neo tank. There's a few ways you can respond to a Neo tank. Artillery spam. Okay. Building your own Neo tank. Okay. Building a bomber. One of those 3 things is coming, or your opponent loses. One of those 3. Actually, there's one more. Copter spam. 4 copters attack a Neo tank. That could work, but I usually don't go by copter spammage. Unless you're like playing as Max or something, but he's not Max, he's Olaf. So, one of those 4. Okay, well, 2 of them involve air units. Probably should build anti-air. If not 1, 2. Your other one over here just died. If I'm red, I'm probably building 2 anti-air this turn. Minimum 1. If you do not build an anti-air this turn, you're going to pay a very heavy price. So he better build at least 1 infantry or 1 anti-air this turn. I think he will. I think he's a smart player. I think most players would do this. Builds 1. Okay. You have to base skip for 2. I get it. I think it's worth the base skip, or you combine 2 infantry. In this instance, I think it's worth 2 anti-air. This is a very strong airport. You're facing the airport side. It takes 2 turns to reinforce over here. You're going to be facing a lot of copters. I would have built 2 anti-air. Yeah, small nitpick. But also note, Blue's reinforce is really good. 2 turns, he's in. 2 turns, he's in. Reds, you have the lander, which is great. 1 turn, you're in. However, this one over here, 1, 2, 3 turns are in. So 1 turn for this base, 3 turns for this base, versus 2 turns, 2 turns. And these ones are, I don't even know what they're doing. I guess it takes 3 turns as well. Maybe even 4. But Blue has infantry advantage over here because he has so many bases. Brings in his bomber. Doesn't reveal it. Smart move. Pulls back some units, but not others. Okay. Seems like he's pulling back everything but the copters. That's just going to be a free kill. What did he even kill? What did the copter even kill? Like a tank? Another copter? Whatever. I like the black boat. He's using a really good black boat wall. All this is on increment. I'm pretty impressed. I think both players are playing well above their levels right now. In certain aspects. So, Red's actually mopping up some schlop on the left side over here. Pretty good, actually. Blue had infantry advantage. Now he's only got 3. 3 on his strong side. There's 1 base here. There's 2 bases here. But Red has somehow spanked the ever-living daylights out of Blue's infantry army. And now Red wants to heal up a bit. Okay. Honestly, you can finish these off with a Neo tank. A Neo tank will one-shot a 3 HP bomber is max. But he shouldn't. Like I said, there is no anti-air. Good. He's building a second one. He needed at least 2. Like I said, okay, it was a turn a little day later. Okay. But he did it. So smart move by Lucky, by Lukey, by Lucka. Beep beep. Smart move. Recon comes in. Reveals the Neo tank over here. So the bomber's like, I'll get him next time. I'll get him next time. Sacks this copter. I don't understand that. I would have just put that here and combined. Then you get 2,700. That's 2,700. Why waste? Okay, he goes for the 2 hit KO. Sure, whatever. The bomber's coming in. It's like Jaws. Just lurking in there. The bomber is the shark of the skies. You're swimming around like a little fish, finding Nemo, Dory, hee hee hoo hoo. And then a shark just comes out and chomps Nemo's head off. You're not finding Nemo after that. Your son's dead. I'd tell the father clownfish in the movie, your son's dead. A shark ripped his head off. Because that's what's going to happen if this bomber comes in and sniffs out a Neotank. Yeah. We're not talking about finding Nemo. This is more like Shark Tale. This is Jaws. This ain't Finding Nemo kind of, ooh, friendly, fish are friends, not food. No, this is not some of that. This is not that shark. This is a loan shark. This is Italian mafia loan shark kind of shark, alright? You don't mess with that shark. But red is also front shifting over here. Sorry for that deviation. Front shifting and, if he combines 2 infantry and caps over here, he could actually steal the comm tower. If he wanted to, cheeky over here, heal to 9, cheeky, heal to 9. I mean, heal to 10, sorry, next turn, and capture in 2 turns. He is so stubborn, though. Has not moved his black boat. Has not attacked. 1 damage right here. 0 damage there. Has not attacked the pipe seam, basically. Has not moved his black boat. They are so opposite players right now. No lander for blue, lander for red. Breaks all the pipe seams, breaks no pipe seams. Moves the black boat for, maneuvering around. Does not move the black boat. These guys are just opposite, yet it's still working for both of them for the most part. It's a pretty even game so far. I would say red is slightly ahead, because he has a 3k income advantage, but he also has a nice income lead, unit count lead. Big beefy bomber comes in. I don't think he can actually reach that unless he kills off the anti-air, but with the power, I think that's certainly possible. And does the bomber kill anything? Okay, kills off the tank. No, it doesn't even quite kill it. This does. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay. So blue's attacking into the strong side. Red's attacking into the strong side. Who cares about strong sides and weak sides, am I right? Everything's a strong side if you believe in yourself. That's what they should tell you in Disney movies. Anyway, blue is like, okay, Neotanks. First thing was bomber. Didn't work. They ran away. Second option, artillery spam. So he has a backup plan, but now this is the max blast, and I think this is going to be a really good turn for red. You know why? Because that bomber is dead. And that's $22,000 down the drain immediately. And he's capping the comm tower. And the Neotank comes in and one-shots. Recon should have gone first. Move it first next time. Reveals a tank over here. Neotank comes in, one-shots. Copter reveals. Now you have a tank to attack, or a 6 HP one rather. Okay, knocks it down to 4. Cap, and the comm tower. However, there's one saving grace for blue. He has a Winter Fury, because he absolutely got smacked that turn. He got smacked. 70,000 ahead. He does have a Winter Fury. Thank the Lord, because if he didn't, he basically should resign. Because he just got smacked. Hard. But he has a nice counterattack. Kills off the anti-air. Weakens the tank. Brings the recon into this forest, where now you can see all of these. Now you can see everything that's built on the side. You want to have. Hell, he might even base lock. Imagine putting an artillery or 2 artillery here. Is red going to lose his strong side? Blue has some surrounded vision. He sees everything. He sees whatever goes here. He sees whatever goes there. Perfect intelligence. He knows what red is doing at all times now on the strong side. He has 2 artillery. His copters. Are we going for a strong side base trade? What? I've never seen that before. But it's happening. And then comm tower even. Are we having a comm tower flip? What is going on in this game? Very bizarre. Attacks in, weakens the Neotank. More and more artillery. He's got 4 artillery. At the end of the turn, though, he's just barely ahead in unit value, which is not a great look. But his income could be worse. Caps combines there to ensure that he gets it. Blue still has not captured this property, by the way. Combines a 7 and an 8 Neotank. Why? What's he going to build? It's a lot of money. Battleship? Huh. No, just more units, I guess. Huh. Okay. Alright. Blue's actually not looking too bad right now. For an Olaf, he's not looking too bad at all. So what is Red's plan? Red's going to get all three of these properties, though. So the income lead is currently not happening for Red. He had an income lead for the entirety of the match, essentially. He's about to lose that. Or sorry, he lost that. He's at 24k parity right now. But as soon as he gets that, he's going to shift over to 4k income advantage and a comm tower advantage. And look, the base locking has begun. Will he be able to pull it off? Strong side into the strong side. There's two bases versus one base. Takes 3 turns to get over here for one turn for over there. I think that might be a bit of a pipe stream. Pipe stream. I'm thinking of the map. Boom, boom, bang, blang. Stops the comm tower. So now Max has 2 comm towers and a 4k advantage. That's a pretty nice haul, if you ask me. Tank comes in. Front shifts over again. And now he's on defensive. He wants damage control. He cannot lose his strong side, so he's shifting over there. Ballsy move over here, okay. Reveals the artillery, but he can't hurt it. He needs to build it like a rocket or something. Double Riki. Okay. Blue comes in. Okay. 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 That's interesting. Choice of units to Also, I don't know what this is doing on the city right there. Well, I guess he wants to base lock both. Okay, I get it. Boonk. Bank. Bonk. Bink. Boonk. Bonk. Bank. So he has 3 copters over here, but there's an answer for every single one of them. All 3 of these are going to be his first struck. Actually, there's 4 copters. So 3 of the 4 are going to get smacked. I think a lucky player might even get a superpower. Or sorry, a normal power. And a normal power with 2 comm towers is maxed. This 8 HP copter might one-shot. Maybe not quite, but close to it. So let's see what he does here. So that's going to one-shot easily. Max force. How much is this going to do? One-shot? No, not quite. And the Neo-Tank comes in. The front-shifting Neo-Tank comes in. Wow, that's an easy one-shot. That's an easy... Oh, no, the artillery! The great artilleries. They're falling. Blue is crumbling on the strong side. Or on his weak side. And he can't withdraw this. This is screwed. You're like, I die over there. I die over there. Oh, that artillery is so dead. It might as well go down fighting, am I right? Retreat. He's full retreat. I don't even know if I would attack into that. This is not looking good for blue. Oh, God. He is getting crushed. He has a lot of money, though. He's really fighting for that Winter Fury. And he can't even get it. Oh, if I'm red here, I attack as much as possible because you really want to overcharge your opponent. Red comes in. Smash, smash, smash. Just destroying blue. This game looks over, guys. Blue is getting smashed. Recon reveals over here. Now red has 2k income advantage, so it could be worse. Might get that property. Probably going to get that property back. 2 comm tower advantage. He's ahead 70k, 60k rather. Winter Fury comes in. That's what's keeping blue in the matches, these Winter Furies. Global damage, man. I'm telling you, if this was an Olaf mirror, lucky player would have won like 10 turns ago. But he chose Max. And Max is hard to play on high income maps. So you give him a round of applause for, doing all this stuff. So, but red comes in. Smashes the other copter. Now red needs to recapture these properties over there. Look at that slog, though. Can only move 1 space through the forest. Ugh. Ugh. Nasty. Just nasty slog. But blue... Yes, he's okay. I mean, honestly, red's not doing too great either. He ended the turn pretty much close to blue in terms of unit value, so... These Winter Furies are wearing on red. I thought red was winning. What's going on with red? I mean, he's got more properties. He's got 2 comm towers. Honestly, it's more important that Olaf is denied a comm tower as Max. If I'm Max, it's more important that we both don't get comm towers than we both do. Or that I get both. You know what I mean? It's more important that blue does not have this than that I have this as red. You know what I mean? Because you're already 2-hit KO units, where your copters 2-hit KO tanks on cities, your tanks 2-hit KO tanks on cities. You already have the 20% bonus that you need for that threshold. 30% is nice, but it's not necessary. Olaf, though, without any comm towers, 0% fire bonus really blows. You can't even 2-hit KO tanks and forests. That's pretty bad. Alright, so what does red do? Does Mr. Lucky Player have some nut left in the nut factory? Does he have some nut left? We've had an entertaining game so far, but I wouldn't categorize this as quite nut level. So what's gonna really sell off the nut factor? Blue comes in with a bomber. Blue has a Neo tank. We're at day 25. Let me just be clarifying. The end of day 30, whoever has the most properties and labs wins. Doesn't matter how many units you have. Doesn't matter how much unit value you have. Whoever has the most properties, including labs, wins. If the game ended right now, red wins. So blue needs to capture some contested properties, this being one of them. Or the HQ. Or the HQ. And he's looking like he's going to be capturing at least a couple of properties. Can you pull it off, though? Red's fighting in. Max Blast. Not a Max Force, Max Blast. Superpower. Zooms this tank across the board over there. Bam! Not quite a one-shot, but close to it. Really wants to get these properties back. And he probably will, unless blue gets a Winter Fury, excuse me. But it's almost near the end. The end is nigh. And red's sacking multiple units. He's like, blech, 2, blech, 1, blech. Is that enough, though? No, he needs more damage. He needs more damage. Is it enough? No. It's at 4. It's at the minimum. He cannot. He can stop the property cap. But at what cost? Dana. 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 This is going to be a slaughter turn. Blue's behind on everything right now, right? But just like red had a slaughter turn earlier, I don't think these are long for this world. One thing blue is missing, though, is anti-air and copters of his own. So I don't know how he's going to kill off that copter. But other than that, things are about to get ugly. Things are about to get very ugly. Very fast. Boom. Didn't even need to use his artillery to hit the Neo tank. He had so much other firepower. Recon killing off copters. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get that cap either. Killed off all those other copters. And like that. Look at that shift. Behind on everything. Ahead on everything, but actually equal or ahead on everything. Except for the comm tower. If the game ended, red still wins because the comm tower counts as a problem. So what can red do? He needs to stop the cap over there. Okay, good job. But he is not. How are you going to stop this big old threat over here? How is he going to stop this threat? I mean, this is looking a little scary over here for blue. Let's not get ourselves. Boonk, bonk. Kills off the tank, kills off the tank, interrupts, not a bad move. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh. Because you know it's moving, right? He's not going to allow red to make a copter hit this time. He learned his lesson last time. He's not allowing a copter hit this time. Turn ends, he couldn't even build anything. Is this enough for the HQ cap? Red comes in. First things first. Kills off the unit with the 2 comm arms. One shot. Fights off over here. You can see that he's not going to hold this. Red needs to hold on to 2 properties. Blue flips 2. Blue wins. Blue flip 1s. Red wins. Blue captures the HQ. Blue wins. What does red do? Lucky player. Does he have the nut in him? Copter, you'd love to have a power here so you can place it on top of the HQ, but it does not quite have the movement. Not quite. He builds the Nut Runner, the Pipe Runner. It's a max Pipe Runner though, so it cannot reach. And know this, if he had broken the pipe seam like Blue had earlier, this could not move. But because he preserved the pipe seam, this Pipe Runner can actually move. All that not breaking the pipe seam paid off for the Pipe Runner. And let it be known, Pipe Runners, for y'all that don't know, can fire on land and air units, and naval units for that matter. This can fire on a bomber. This can fire on a copter. Will the Pipe Runner be enough? A max Pipe Runner. Blue kills off a tank, gets some vision. He does not have... Oof. Interesting. Okay, so he's going for these two properties instead. He recognizes there's too many copters for him to handle. Instead, he's going for 2 caps. Like I said, 2 caps, he wins. So he's not going for the HQ. Okay. I mean, I understand there's so many copters, he needed anti-air way earlier. He has a lot of money. What do you even buy here? A fighter here and 2 anti-air? Like, whatever you buy now, it's kind of too late. So buys don't really matter that much. I would have still built an anti-air, I guess. But this can easily interrupt that. Recon comes in, copter comes in, kills off that infantry. So now his only hope is this capture and this capture. And the Pipe Runner is joined by his brother over here, Pipe Runner Jr. There's going to be multiple Pipe Runners. Excuse me, what? Multiple max Pipe Runners? Kills off a copter. He needs to capture this property. Block. Needs to block with that. Attacks the... Hell, he can use a blizzard and that would help him out too. He needs to kill off that recon too. Oh, he's so scared he can't even capture this property. You need to kill these units. But one's not going to be enough. One's not going to be enough, you nut. Boom, bonk, bang. And a third Pipe Runner. Max force for the hell of it. How is Blue going to get the properties needed? He's not. Tied on income. And Com Tower win. No, it's not a draw. It's not a draw. It's an error. The game was actually no, it was a draw. I forgot about the labs. Man, I was fooled. Blue had this lab? What? What? I didn't even know. Why didn't Red capture this? What? No way. It was a draw? I was convinced that Red won. What? This bomber actually mattered? Wow. Red literally could have blocked for this. You could put a recon there. Oh my god. What the nut? Well, I guess the recon couldn't reach. Wow. That was a draw. That was nuttier than I even remembered. Well, if that wasn't the nuttiest game you've seen in a long time, I don't know what is nuttier than that. Triple max Pipe Runners. Income flips, I thought you were going for a base trade on the strong side. Then I thought there was an HQ rush. And then I thought Red won, but it actually was a draw because this lab has been Blue the entirety of the game. Because labs apparently equal the same as Com Towers. So it was a draw. Wow. Wow. Alright guys. I hope you guys learned something. I know you guys are entertained, but I hope you guys learned something from that. Recons. You move your recons first. Don't forget, folks. Dang. I need a breather. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.